Hello everyone, my name is Tony and welcome back to Predicted. In this video we are going to be going through my Rosa Salas huge haul. Stay right where you are. Please don't forget to use my code if you're going to go on the Rosa Salas website if you like the sound of any of these fragrances from the haul video. The code is Predicted. I'll put that here. I'll leave the code and a link to the website for your convenience in the description below. So my first fragrance, I'm going to go through these fairly quick. I'm not going to spend too much time with each one, otherwise I will be here and you will be here all day, and I'm sure you've got things to do, as have I. So the first fragrance we're going to go over is Magic Amber 007. Now this is Rosa Salas is an interpretation of Tom Ford's Absolute Amber. So this is a really rich woody incense based fragrance. It's very resinous, as you can probably tell from the colour of the juice. It has lots of depth and it is a beast mode fragrance. It really is a strong fragrance. So performance is excellent. Unfortunately it is a little dark for me. So the standout notes on this to me is the amber, the woods and the labdanum. So that is Magic Amber. Now the next fragrance I'm going to show you is, that's the presentation by the way that the boxes come in. So really good presentation. And this one is called Citrus Nuage. Now this is inspired by Allure Sport. Now I got a real shock with this one because when you smell it out of the atomizer, it's quite synthetic and you just get this sort of synthetic citrus out of the atomizer. But bear in mind that has been sprayed, so when you first get it you won't smell that. So I was guilty of pretty much writing this off without even spraying it. I made a big mistake. You really need to get this on skin. So I persevered, I got it on skin, and oh wow, it really changed my mind on the fragrance. This is absolute class, and I really mean that. It is well worth picking up for spring or summer. It is very close to the original. I really reach for this quite often. It's a great fragrance just to wear when you're out the shower, when you're around the house, which we all seem to be at the moment quite a bit. Also something that's going to be really easy going, something to wear out with your mates casually. And the main notes in this is the citruses that are on the top. It is very heavy on the ambroxan. I quite like that. That makes it to me feel very designer. But also the tonka bean gives it a lovely rounded sweetness. So mass appealing, easy to wear, performance is good. Really great summer scent. So that is Citrus Nuage. Next we're going to go through a brand new fragrance on the Rosa Salas website, and this one is called EOS. And this is inspired by JPG Le Mal. Now to me, and I've told Rosa Salas this could be an original creation. It is not an awful lot like Le Mal. When you smell it out of the atomizer, again because it's been sprayed, you do get the Le Mal DNA, 100%. So I do get it. But the opening is completely different. It's quite herbal, and to me, there's a little too much mint and lavender in the opening. However, once that settles, it is a really good fragrance. I love Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Mal, I really do. I've got great fond memories of it, and this does pop into that memory bank 100%. It does really transition though into something resembling Le Mal, but it does have its own identity. The performance in this is really good. If that's an issue to you in recent purchases of Jean Paul Gaultier, it wouldn't be an issue with this. This does last really well. Spoken to Rosa Salas about this, and they're going to have I think a little play around with the formulation of this and maybe tone down the quite herbal opening. So the main notes I get in this are lavender and mint, obviously, and vanilla and tonka bean. Now the vanilla does really play a big part in the dry down. It's a lovely sweet dry down. It's not my favourite from the brand, but a solid release nonetheless. So that is EOS. Right, next we have another new release, and this one is called Clayland 070. Now this is inspired by Terre de Hems. Let me start and say that I have Terre de Hems on my wanted designer list. It is quite high on my list of purchases that I want. This unfortunately hasn't satisfied my need to not go and buy that. I still want to go and buy it. So that doesn't sound great. But there's a big however in capital letters. Again, on the opening, it's quite herbal. I think that comes from the citruses mixed with the mineral notes that are in this. It hasn't got that dirty orange opening that Terre de Hems has, but it is a little bit easier on the opening than the original. It's very fresh, it's very uplifting, and although it's quite synthetic, mainly on the opening, I love the dry down. And this is where the slight comparison comes in from Terre de Hems. It's very gentlemanly. It would make an excellent office fragrance. It's really summery, and again the performance is excellent. So I mainly get a lemon, minty, white chocolate. That's what I get from it. I know it's a really strange expression, but that is what I get. It's slightly green, it's slightly herbal, and the dry down is really good. It's really good quality. The mixture of sort of the oak moss and the benzoin and the woods, they aren't too heavy, but they really add some class. I really enjoy this. This is lovely, well worth a try, and this is Clayland. Next, on to another new release. There's been a few new releases. This is called Alpha 071, and this is Rosa Salas' interpretation of Dior Homme Intense. This has the same lipsticky note that you get from the Prada L'Homme line, from the Dior Homme line, and from the Givenchy Gentleman line, and from the Valentino line. So there are lots of choices out there, but this is really good value compared to some of those, and it really does give you that fix. I'm addicted to Iris fragrances at the moment. I really enjoy them, and this could be a flanker to any of those lines in my eyes. It's not as deep and dark and rich as Dior Homme Intense. I can say that. So if you're buying it to get that exact DNA, it's not exactly the same, but it is solid. It really is. It's definitely better quality than Zara No. 9 as well. So if you want that lipsticky note and you don't want to spend the fortune, you want an idea whether you like that style of fragrance, this is your one. It's lovely. So that is Alpha. Next we have Rio Duro, and this is their interpretation of Virgin Island water. This is an absolute summer classic. It has equal amounts of lime and coconut. It is really uplifting, really bright, really summery, really easy to wear. It's quite addictive. I love this fragrance. I also loved Perfume Parlour's version of it as well, so I knew I would like this. I can't see anyone not liking this DNA. The performance on this is reasonable as well. Definitely as good as the Perfume Parlour version. This is a little bit of a smoother blend than that, I would say. But I hear that the performance on the original isn't great, so this might solve that for you, especially at the cost difference. You wouldn't mind spraying this on more occasions for the price point. It's really uplifting. It's perfect for holidays. It's perfect for summer and high heat. This is Caribbean in a bottle. I love it. Lastly, we have Rosa Salas' newest addition to their collection, and I'm really excited about this one. This one is called So 1980s. Let me read the description that Rosa Salas have given me. So like the name suggests, So 1980s takes you back to an era when people were bold and unapologetic with fragrance, when perfume entered the room before you did, announcing your arrival with a statement all of your own. But instead of the heady, overwhelming sense that characterised the decade, So 1980s gives you a refreshing take on passion with a dark powdery fragrance full of mystique and intrigue. The top notes of lemon, incense and chamomile and artemisia incite the nose, fresh and yet earthy, while the woodsy core of amber, cedar, apricot and iris give the middle section the gravity and strength you love in a statement perfume. The base notes are pure elegance, a powdery sophisticated blend of musk, leather, vanilla and oud. Fresh and punchy, scents like So 1980s are usually reserved for spring summer wear, but this is sure to be your next signature scent, so wear it like you would back in the 80s, when and where and how you please, bold and unapologetic. So quite a big statement from Rosa Salas. Does it live up to the hype? Now, when I first took this out of its packaging and sprayed it, I felt that I got the notes immediately before even reading them. I thought that it had peach and iris in it. I wasn't far wrong. I was wrong, but not far wrong. It has apricot instead. This is a real fruity fragrance. It's like a tropical fruit smoothie. It's extremely loud in the opening. The mix of the lemon, the chamomile and the apricot together really give it some lift and some pop. This is definitely a unisex fragrance. However, once it does dry down a bit, you do get some of the more masculine notes coming through. So you get a hint of the leather. The iris makes it slightly powdery. The vanilla adds a bit of sweetness and depth to it. I don't get any of the oud that's listed. Personally, I don't get that. It might be in there and obviously adding some balance to the blend. Personally, I don't pick any of that up. For me, that's a good thing because I'm not a great oud fan. The projection and the sillage are huge. It really fills a room. Even one spray and it fills a room. You wouldn't need to go too heavy on the trigger on this one. Now the name 1980s is a bit of a strange one for me. It works in the fact that the way the description has told me, it makes more sense because it is bold and unapologetic fragrance. However, this is actually quite modern and it's very unique, very interesting, very different from anything else you'll probably have in your collection. Definitely worth adding for the price point. Check it out. So that is So 1980s, really exciting release from Rosa Salas. If you had no fragrances in your collection at all, or even just a signature scent, and you treated yourself to some or all of these, you'd have a really good range and a wide range of fragrances that you could wear for all occasions. Now this video is a giveaway video. I'm going to be giving away the Magic Amber to one lucky subscriber. You have to be subscribed to the channel. Unfortunately, with postal restrictions in the UK, you have to be in the UK and you have to comment below with what your favourite would be from these. I will keep this open for 1 week in the comments and I will announce and I will pin it to the top who the winner is in a fair way in a description in 1 week's time. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're amongst the first to receive my content. Don't forget to keep smelling wonderful.